Up to this point in this course, we have been working with files that are all in the same folder. For example, we would have our HTML file, our PHP, a CSS, any possible images in the same folder. Therefore, we would not need to worry about paths. In this chapter, we will be working with files and we will be using folders, so we will need to be working with paths. Working with paths in PHP is no different than working with paths in a large HTML web page. You need to use relative path indications, not hard-coded paths from your physical drives, because they will not exist on a real web server. As you recall, all of our web page files are placed inside the htdocs folder. There may be certain occasions where you might want to create a folder outside of htdocs. The reason being is that those contents don't need to be displayed on the web page. Your PHP code will still need to access that folder. In this chapter, several of the examples are working with the quotes.txt text file, and the instructions are to place that outside of htdocs. So my file, quotes.txt, is inside my XAMPP folder. Notice that htdocs is a folder inside XAMPP. Your PHP files that accompany this text might be in a different location than mine are inside your htdocs folder. Here is the folder for my files. Notice it is in another folder called php_course, which is also inside htdocs. When I expand this folder, there's chapter 11, and here is the script 11_2 folder that contains the PHP file that is working with that text file. This is several levels deep. Therefore, you need to go into your PHP file and add the path to quotes.txt. Notice what I am doing. .. is a very commonly used reference to the parent directory. So this is saying I am going up to the first parent, to the next parent, to the next parent, to the next parent, to the next parent. I am 5 levels deep, as you saw previously. So in order to make sure that you are able to work with these files in this chapter, you may need to adjust the paths that the author has in his PHP files. Now I am looking at localhost in my browser. Here is my first folder inside htdocs. That folder contains the folder with the student files. So now we are down 3 levels because the text file is on top of htdocs. When I click here, I go down into chapter 11, which is 4 levels, and now I go into this folder, which is level 5. Here is my PHP file that is working with the text file that is outside of htdocs. Now I can test. I will enter a quotation. Here is my quotation, and I will click Add. And notice that the quotation has been stored. And now if I access my file, I can see that indeed that quote was written to it. So remember, .. moves you up 1 directory or folder. So please be aware of this when working with the examples in this chapter.